Welcome to Into the Wild Zoo Tours, where I, someone with special needs, shows my love of animals. Before we begin, I would like for you guys to consider liking and subscribing for more adventures. Today we are taking our first adventure at the St. Louis Zoo. Today we are taking our first tour of the wild section, which includes Penguin and Puffin Coast, but we won't be touring that today. Instead, we will be learning about polar bears and grizzly bears. Here's the first bear we'll learn about, the grizzly bear. The St. Louis Zoo is home to two grizzly bears, Huckaberry and Finnley. Huckaberry and Finnley lost their mother at a young age, and that's why they're at the St. Louis Zoo. Grizzly bears like Huckaberry and Finnley can grow to be easily 1,000 pounds, but Huckaberry and Finnley don't weigh as much. Huck weighs around 650 pounds, and Finnley weighs around 350 pounds. Grizzly bears once roamed from Washington to California to even New Mexico, and now they live mostly in Canada and a couple states in the Northwest. Despite being known as carnivores, grizzly bears are actually omnivorous, which means they eat berries, plants, and animals. Now we leave the grizzly bears to go to the polar bears. Meet Kalu and Kalik. These trim polar bears were born in 2022 in Toledo, Ohio, and traveled nearly 1,000 miles to get to St. Louis. The St. Louis Zoo had sent their polar bear to Toledo to mate with Crystal, the female polar bear at the Toledo Zoo. His name was Callie, and he was at the St. Louis Zoo for 10 years. In fact, here he is now, enjoying his new home. So why do zoos move their animals around? Well, it's kind of like an online dating service, but for animals. The AZA, or the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, maintain an online database. They do this to keep each species' DNA diverse, and the AZA decides which animals should be moved to which zoo. Sadly, the polar bear's home, the Arctic, is melting because of climate change, making breeding in captivity very important to the polar bear's survival. Female polar bears build maternity dens by digging into snowdrifts, and they usually give birth to 1 to 2 cubs at a time. And that will do it for a short and sweet tour of the St. Louis Zoo. We learned a lot about bears today. Our next tour at the St. Louis Zoo will be Penguin and Puffin Coast, where we'll learn about penguins and puffins, of course. Till next time, please be kind to people with disabilities and always love animals.